Darkness. Then, the scrape of a brush against ancient clay. Under the weight of the Mesopotamian sun, men uncover a prism of dust and silence. Within those markings sleeps a secret older than time. What if our story did not begin with us? What if creation was an inheritance? This is not myth, it is memory etched in clay and ash. The Sumerians called them the Anunnaki, those who from heaven came to earth. Kingship, they said, descended from the stars. On the Sumerian king list, 8 kings rule before the flood. Their reign spanned 241,000 years. Scholars call it myth. The ancients called it memory. They tell of a time when the Anunnaki walked among men, when knowledge was forged in fire and the line between God and human blurred. But where there are gods, there is tragedy. The first to love a mortal defied the laws of heaven. Her tears became rivers of gold, and her punishment was exile. Eridu, Bad Tibera, Larak. Cities that once shook the heavens now whisper only to the wind. They were keepers of fire, engineers of life. In their forges the destinies of kings were tempered, and perhaps the genesis of mankind. Among them was one who transcended death, the shepherd who died and lived again. To them, he was proof that man could touch heaven. But heaven does not forget transgression. The sky cracked open, and water fell like judgment. The flood swallowed kingdoms, and silence reigned for 1,000 years. When the waters withdrew, the world was empty but not forgotten. Survivors spoke of those who promised to return when the stars aligned once more. The Anunnaki left their mark not only in stone but in blood. A spark too precise to be accident, too ancient to be coincidence. When kingship descended again, the heavens burned with fire. New rulers bore memory of the old ones and built their cities to mirror the stars. They mapped the heavens, awaiting the orbit of a red world, the planet of their return. They called it Nibiru. A world hidden beyond sight, circling the void until destiny demanded its return. Each crossing leaves scars, on earth, on history, on us. Today the whispers return. The skies redden, prophecies stir beneath our machines. Are we watching memory repeating itself? Perhaps the Anunnaki never left. Perhaps they sleep within us, waiting for the cycle to complete. The ancients warned that when the red world rises, kings will fall and gods will walk again. We dismissed their words, until the sky began to change. What if time is not a line but a circle the gods have already walked? What if each age ends by design? The crossing returns, chaos and revelation in one breath. And their legacy moves again through us. They will come not as saviors, but as witnesses. To see what their creation has become. The clay tablet glows as if remembering the stars. Its message is a warning the world is not ready to hear. The heavens move again. The same patterns that marked the flood now trace our sky. Coincidence, or countdown? The cycle begins again. The gods are watching. But this time, it is we who will decide how the story ends. When the waters retreated, the earth breathed again. Life began anew, shaped by those who survived, and by the memory of the gods who vanished into the storm. The survivors rebuilt upon the bones of drowned empires. They carried fragments of divine knowledge, geometry, agriculture, the calendar of the heavens. Gifts too advanced for their time, gifts from elsewhere. Centuries later, scientists would find strands in our genome, ancient, alien in pattern. Whispers that humanity is not a beginning, but a continuation. The ancients said that when the red world returns, their creators would awaken. Astronomers dismissed it, until the data began to change. Observatories detect rhythmic pulses in deep space. Not random. Not natural. The same geometry carved into the oldest temples now sings from the stars. They called it Nibiru, the crossing. A world whose orbit drags storms through the void. Each return reshapes the earth and the memory of mankind. Myth becomes mathematics. Astronomers trace strange motions at the edge of the solar system. Something massive, unseen, pulls at the boundaries of our sky. The ancients built monuments not for worship, but remembrance, stone libraries to outlast the flood, marking when heaven last touched earth. Under modern light, their tablets speak of star maps, flight, and creation. Knowledge not lost, merely waiting for translation. But even gods envy what they make. To create is to lose control. That envy echoes still, through us. One rose among them, half mortal, half divine. His ascent was a promise, that mankind could rise as they once did. The records end abruptly, a page of history torn away. What remains are fragments pointing forward, not back. In digital code and genetic strands, the same patterns emerge. The language of the gods, hidden within the code of life. As the orbit tightens, storms ignite across the sun. Magnetic fields tremble. The planet remembers. The ancients said the return would start quietly. Not with fire, but with light. A red dawn mistaken for coincidence. Yet patterns repeat with precision. The same stars, the same storms, the same silence before revelation. In the shadows between worlds, something stirs. Not returning, but reawakening. Waiting for mankind to remember. The prism found a century ago still hums beneath glass. Scholars see myth. The attentive hear memory. Lightning once marked the descent of kingship. Now it marks its return. Are we witnesses, or the next experiment? From the dark edge of space, Nibiru approaches. Its purpose unknown. Yet every culture that spoke its name ended the same way, with silence. The red glow that drowned temples now stains our cities. History doesn't repeat, it rhymes. The question is no longer if they'll return, but whether we'll recognize them when they do. Maybe the gods never left the sky. Maybe they moved within us, waiting for the next evolution to open its eyes. The heavens brighten. The cycle tightens. And as written, when kingship descends again, the end begins. The stars align once more. A shadow crosses the sun. The gods are coming home. Across the world, lights tremble. Systems fail, not from weakness, but from resonance. The earth hums in answer to a song older than life itself. Deep within ourselves, something stirs. A silent code written by hands not human. Awakening beneath the red light. The blood remembers. Nibiru crosses the threshold once more. Its gravity bends oceans and minds alike. The ancients called it judgment. We call it alignment. In every myth, gods descend when man forgets. They do not come to punish. They come to remind. Once, they gave us fire and form. Now, they return to see what we have forged in their absence. The crossing shakes the world. Mountains move. Yet amid the chaos, a pattern emerges. Precise, deliberate, intelligent. The tablet's final line reads, "When the sky burns red, the seed shall remember its source." Perhaps this is not the end, but the beginning of remembrance. The world stands under the same light the ancients saw. We are them, reborn in their image. bound to finish their story. They watch, not to rule, but to witness. To see whether their creation will rise, or fall again. In every age, man seeks the divine. But perhaps the divine has always sought us. To see if we remember what we were meant to become. As the red world drifts from view, silence returns. Yet within that silence hums a new rhythm. The heartbeat of awakening. The sun rises over Eridu once more. Time repeats, yet something has changed. The gods gave us memory. This time, we must remember. Behind glass, the tablet gleams like a heartbeat frozen in clay. Thousands pass it daily, unaware that its markings mirror their own DNA. We no longer look to the heavens for gods. We look within and find them staring back. The universe and the soul speak the same language. The ancients called it divine. We call it physics. Perhaps there was never a difference. From the void they came, and to the void they return. But their legacy endures. Not in temples or thrones, but in us. The awakening is not cosmic. It is human. The gods are not above us. They are what we could become. The storm passes. The red fades. The world forgets again. Yet in forgetting lies curiosity. The spark that will call them back. Every ending is only a breath between stories. When kingship descends again, may we remember who we truly are. The legacy of the Anunnaki is not written in the stars. It is written in us.